Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 6 o'clock, and I'm calling this meeting to order. This is the Midwest City Council meeting, the last one of the year, so maybe we can't do too much damage. That's the goal. Again, I'm glad everybody's here. I hope you've had a good year and are looking forward to 2024. I would ask Mr. Sullivan to offer the invocation, followed by Rick Dawkins leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the beautiful day we've enjoyed today, and we thank you for this occasion to conduct this business of this city. And Father, I ask your wisdom and discernment be upon this council tonight. And thank you for their willingness to serve in this capacity. Thank you for this great city, state, and nation, and the freedoms we enjoy in this great land. Be with those who are guarding and defending and protecting our freedoms all over the world tonight. Give them peace and comfort. We thank you for this season that reminds us of your Son's birth. Father, thank you for being willing to create a plan to redeem us. We give you glory and honor for that plan. Thank you so much. We ask all these favors in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will now go, we don't have any proclamations or anything tonight, so this should be a fairly short night. So, Mr. Sullivan, will you go into community-related announcements?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. First of all, I have the sales tax report for December, and we continue to receive good news. Sales tax continues to be up. Compared to previous year, combined sales and use tax, we're up about 0.84% over same time last year. I'll remind you that we had a $617,000 adjustment back in September, which kind of skews this number a little bit, so it would be a little better than that if we hadn't had to give up that $617,000 back to the tax commission. Continues to be very healthy compared to projection as well. We're up about 3.73% over projection year to date. And so it's good positive news. It all correlates back to use tax, which is shop online and point of delivery taxes. Those continue to carry us with double-digit numbers above last year. Sales tax is actually down just a little bit from last year, but use tax is up, way up. So good news there. I want to remind everybody that Holiday Lights Spectacular is going on right now at 6 p.m. nightly through Christmas Day. They are in need of volunteers both at the greeter and the collector end of the Holiday Lights Spectacular. Several new displays this year, and I'm hearing good things about the arrangement out there this year. So if you can volunteer or you know anybody that might be interested in volunteering, would you please ask them to call the city manager's office, or you can call 739-1206, and we will gladly put you in a slot that will work for you and we have families that come out and do that as a family activity, so try to help us out if you can. Some public works things that are going on as well. I want to remind everyone that trash and recycling service for Christmas Day, that Monday, December the 25th, your recycling or your trash or solid waste service will be on the following Wednesday, the 27th. If you have any questions about your service or something is amiss, you can always call the Public Works Administration office at 739-1066. Compost facility also will be having some holiday hours. They will be closed December 22nd through December the 26th. Paul, does that mean they will reopen on the 26th, or they're closed on the 26th? Or Carrie, are you? 26th, they'll reopen on the 26th. Okay. Same thing with our hazardous household waste facility. They are closed December 22nd through December the 26th on that one. Okay, reopen on the 27th. Thank you. I also want to remind folks, a very big annual event in our city, the Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast. Those tickets are on sale. The prayer breakfast this year is on January the 15th, and it's at 7:30 in the morning at the Reed Conference Center. Keynote speaker this year is retired Colonel Stephanie Wilson. You're in for a treat there if you attend. Individual tickets are $30, or you can buy a table of 8 for $300. You can purchase those on Eventbrite, or you can call the Midwest City Community Center. Sponsorship opportunities are available as well. If you need more information, one of our committee members from the city staff is our city attorney, Don Meisch. His direct line is 739-1203. He'll be glad to answer any questions or help you get hooked up with tickets. I believe that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sullivan. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Lyon is on a well-deserved vacation, so we got the second string in. That's a joke, guys. Lighten up a little bit. It's Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, we move into the consent agenda. These items are placed on the consent agenda so that the council members, by unanimous consent, can approve routine agenda items by one motion. If any council member requests to discuss an item, or if there's not unanimous consent, the item will be removed and heard in regular order. Chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda except for item number 4 that be pulled and no action taken.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Move into discussion items. Discussion item number 1. This is a public hearing. Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you, Mayor. PC 2122, public hearing, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve a resolution to amend the comprehensive plan for the property at 9809 Southeast 15th Street to office retail land use.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, following the approval of an ordinance to redistrict the property addressed as 9809 Southeast 15th Street at the September 27th, 2022 City Council meeting for PC 2122, staff discovered a resolution to the comprehensive plan was not included. This is a request to amend the comprehensive plan for the subject property to office retail land use, and the action required is to approve or reject the suggested resolution.
Does anyone have any questions?
Just one note. If you'll note, Councilman Favors has removed himself as he has notified us that he has a conflict of interest. His wife was involved with the sale of this property, so he has removed himself from the horseshoe due to his conflict of interest.
This is a public hearing. Does anyone have anything to say or discuss about this particular issue? Hearing or seeing none, Chair to entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item number 2.
PC 2123, public hearing, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve a resolution to amend the comprehensive plan for the property at 7210 Northeast 36th Street to industrial land use.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, following the approval of an ordinance to redistrict the property addressed as 7210 Northeast 36th Street at the September 27th, 2022 City Council meeting for PC 2123, staff discovered a resolution to the comprehensive plan was not included. This is a request to amend the comprehensive plan for the subject property to industrial land use. Action required is to approve or reject the suggested resolution.
Move to approve.
Just a second. This is a public hearing. Does anyone have anything to say or bring to council about this particular item? Chair to entertain a motion. Go ahead, Ms. Barron.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Item number 3, Mr. Sullivan.
PC PC 2153, public hearing, discussion, consideration, and possible action of approval of the preliminary plat of Eagle Landing for the property described as a part of the southeast quarter of Section 6, Township 11, North, Range 1, west of the Indian Meridian, also addressed as 10601, 10603, 10607 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City, Oklahoma, 73130.
Go ahead.
Thank you. This item is a request to approve the preliminary plat of Eagle Landing. This plat would subdivide the parcel into 19 lots, 2 commercial lots, 16 residential lots, and one lot used for common area and stormwater detention. There are currently 2 commercial structures on the lot that have received certificates of occupancy and no structures on the proposed residential lots. If approved, all development standards and regulations for single-family development, single-family detached R6 must be observed for the residential lots. The applicant is requesting a waiver of Section 3848.6B of the subdivision regulations regarding lot orientation restrictions. The proposed layout has 7 lots backing onto Lynn Fry Boulevard, a local street which the subdivision regulations do not allow. Upon review of the layout, staff agrees the proposal would not cause any detriment to the surrounding area and is similar to surrounding subdivisions. Staff makes a recommendation that the final plat denotes vehicular access should not derive from the rear of the properties backing onto Lynn Fry Boulevard and include the maintenance plan for the area between the rear property fence and the street. The development meets the threshold requirement to provide land to be dedicated for parks and open space. The applicant, Mr. Joel Bryant, was present at the Parkland Review Committee meeting on October 17th, 2023, and addressed the committee. Due to the minimal space, the applicant does not feel it would be a usable park and requested to pay a fee in lieu of parkland. The Parkland Review Committee approved the request for fee in lieu. Staff would like it noted this proposed subdivision is not located within the east side sewer moratorium area. Both state and local public notification requirements were met, and the applicant was present at the Planning Commission and his engineer addressed the commission. At the time of writing this, staff has not received any comments from surrounding property owners. Staff recommends approval of this item and the requested waiver, and the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this item.
This is a public hearing. Does anyone have anything to say or bring before council on this particular item? Hearing none, Chair to entertain a motion.
Mayor, I think it's important to note that, we're really being very cautious on the waivers on developments. However, this particular one, if you look directly across the street from it, their lots, the way they're gonna set it up mirrors what these people are doing, correct? As far as the fences and stuff?
Yes.
So it's not anything abnormal, it's just one side, there's a street there, and one side on the east side's got fence, or the east side's got fence, and they're just gonna mirror it on the west side, correct?
That's correct.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry. Mr. Thompson, do you have anything to add? Okay. Did I get a motion?
Pat seconded.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Item number 4, Ms. Sullivan.
PC 2154, public hearing, discussion, consideration, and possible action approving a resolution amending the comprehensive plan from office retail land use to commercial land use and an ordinance to redistrict from C3, Community Commercial District, to C4, General Commercial District, for the property described as a part of the southwest quarter of Section 34, Township 12, North, Range 2, west of the Indian Meridian, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma, located at 422 North Air Depot Boulevard, Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to deny.
You do have a public hearing.
This is a
so-
public hearing, I'm sorry. Does anyone have anything to bring forward to council on this particular item? Mr. Thompson?
Mark Thompson, 212 Country Club Terrace. I'll be brief. I asked that you would vote against it. The reason being my sons own a house immediately behind it. We often have entertainment in the backyard. They're a very noisy neighbor. They're very close, and when they were in full operation, it was disturbing and a nuisance. And so I would encourage you, I think it's called the traditional mid-block usage, and that provides for residential and light retail and office use, which I feel like in this case gives plenty of options to make it an economically viable property without having to go to the industrial or C4 usage. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Okay, I do have a,
I would like to also say that I'm against it. Linda Blaylock, and I'm with Blaylock Properties. We own the property right next to it.
You have a letter in the file.
I do have a letter on file, and the noise pollution, as he was talking about, is horrible.
okay.
The owner of the property was at the planning commission meeting, and he said if it ever happens again to let him know, and he'll try to take care of it. And I think he has a little bit, but we don't want to open ourselves up to that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. I do have a motion and a second on the floor.
Mr. Mayor, I don't know if the applicant is here. You may want to.
Is the applicant here? Okay, so many interruptions. I'm getting them all. I don't see him. Nobody's standing up. I do have a motion and I have a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Eads. All right. Item number 5, Mr. Sullivan.
Don't believe there's any reason, Mr. Mayor, to
To even go with that.
take any action. Is that
So
correct,
4
Mr.
took care of 5.
Mr.
correct?
Meisch?
Yeah, that's correct. The special use permit application is no longer needed.
No longer needed. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go along with that. Item number 6.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action of approving, amending, revising, or rejecting a resolution relating to the incurring of indebtedness by the trustees of the Midwest City Municipal Authority in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $4 million. Approving documents as may be necessary or required, and declaring an emergency.
Has anyone else noticed that whenever Paul Straits appears before us asking for a lot of money, he wears a bow tie? Is that like, Is that like-
He does the same thing when he comes to the city manager's office.
is that like a lot of money, short tie?
I never noticed that correlation, but thank you for pointing that out.
I mean, he looks
He
very
looks so
dapper.
dapper.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, every time he asks us for a lot of money, he's wearing a bow tie. Like,
Thank you, Susan.
The floor is yours, Mr. Streets.
Honorable Mayor, Council, and obviously Vaughn, if you guys have questions, I'd be happy to entertain them. But in a nutshell, this is a prerequisite for us to apply for that money. And this is pretty common with other cities. This is not unique, and it's a formality. Once we can check this box, so to speak, it gives us the opportunity to solicit those funds. And I think for the most part, it sounds like it's going to be the odds are very good, or odds in our favor.
may the odds be ever in your favor. I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We will require a roll call vote, and there is an emergency attached to this particular item, so I'll need a second vote. So go ahead, Ms. City Clerk.
Eads,
Yes.
Byrne. Dawkins.
Yes.
Banna. Favors. Mayor.
Absolutely.
Move to approve this on an emergency basis.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, Ms. City Clerk.
Eads,
Yes.
Byrne. Dawkins.
Yes.
Banna.
Yes.
Favors. Mayor.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Street.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, move into new business public discussion. Does anyone have anything to bring before the council? I might add that if you do come before council, we cannot interject into any conversation with you since it's not an agenda item. Seeing or hearing none, we are hereby adjourned. I call to order the Midwest City Municipal Authority. We do have a consent agenda and entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. We have discussion item number 1, Mr. Sullivan.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action of approving, amending, revising, or rejecting a resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $4 million Midwest City Municipal Authority Promissory Note, Series 2024, approving a loan agreement, promissory note, security agreement, and sales tax agreement to be drafted by bond counsel and authorizing the execution and delivery by the authority, and authorizing such other documents and agreements as may be necessary or required, authorizing the sale of the note to the Oklahoma Water Resources Board and containing other provisions relating thereto.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carried. What? That one? Oh my gosh. Roll call vote, Ms. City Clerk.
Eads.
Yes.
Byrne. Dawkins.
Yes.
Banna.
Yes.
Favors.
Yes.
Mayor.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
It's been one of those nights, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna keep smiling. I was just informed by the city clerk that Mr. Street is all fancy because it's his birthday.
Woo!
And have you noticed the correlation? His head turns red as well.
He's old enough to drink now.
Mayor, I think it's due that you sing him happy birthday.
Absolutely, yes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to you.
And thank you for using my name. I appreciate that very much. I don't always get that.
He is still asking for money, Mr. Mayor. He has
Yeah,
one.
here comes the next one. Item number 2, Mr. Sullivan.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action of awarding a bid and entering into a contract with Standard Roofing Company in the amount of $894,531 to replace the roof of the main control building at the Water Resource Recovery Facility.
Move to approve?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carried. Man, you got out of that one quick.
Thank you very much for the birthday song.
How many
and
million
I
was
appreciate
that?
the vote. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into new business public discussion. Does anyone have anything to bring before the authority? Hearing or seeing none, we are hereby adjourned. And I call to order the Midwest City Hospital Authority. We do have a consent agenda with this agenda, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Discussion item number 1, Mr. Sullivan.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action to enter into a professional services agreement with TSW Planners, Architects and Landscape Architects of Atlanta, Georgia, in an amount not to exceed $1,144,020 for design and construction documents, bidding and construction administration, and optional services for security, telecom, and AV systems for part of the southeast quarter of Section 34, Township 12 North, Range 2, west of the Indian Meridian, AKA the Hospital District. Mr. Summers.
Thank you. This item we had on incorrectly on the City Council agenda last month. It is correctly on the Hospital Authority agenda for this month, but the contract is still the same outside of the name of the parties that would be signing the contract.
I have a question on this. So, did we solicit bids for this?
We solicited bids back when we first selected them for previous phases of the design. So this is sort of a continuation of those services.
Okay, but for this particular portion, we're just dedicating the contract to them since they had already done the other aspects, if I'm understanding you in that?
That's correct.
That's my understanding.
Basically rolling it over, continuation.
Any further discussion or questions? Chair to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion
Abstain.
carries. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We need to do a roll call vote then.
Okay. Eads,
Abstain.
Byrne,
Yes.
Dawkins.
Yes.
Banna,
Yes.
Favors,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Motion carries. We now move into new business.
Mr. Mayor,
pub-
I think it's, we need to recognize the representative from TSW Planners, because this is the second time that she's been here. She came down from Tulsa last time.
Thank you for your persistence.
Well, by you showing back up, it shows us that how conscientious you are. So thank you.
For being here. Merry Christmas. We now move into new business public discussion. Does anyone have anything to bring before the authority? Hearing or saying none, we are hereby adjourned, and I call to order the Special Economic Development Commission. We do have one discussion item. Mr. Lyon.
Oh, is that me? Oh. I knew what you meant. I'm messing with you, sir. Messing with you.
That was a test.
One discussion item, discussion consideration of possible action approving the July 25th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. We now move into public discussion. Does anyone have anything to bring before the commission? Hearing or seeing none, we hereby adjourn. And I call to order the Special Economic Development Authority. We have two discussion items. Mr. Sullivan.
Number one is discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve the August 22, 2023 meeting minutes.
Approve. Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Item number 2, Mr. Sullivan.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action of awarding and entering into a contract for the Northeast 23rd Street Sanitary Sewer Engineering Design with Johnson and Associates for a total amount of $117,000. Economic Development Authority delegates the chairman to sign and execute the contract.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Now move into public discussion. Does anyone have anything to bring before the authority? Y'all realize it's 6:30.
You realize Sean's not here, too.
Hearing or seeing none, Merry Christmas. We're out of here.